So, hi there again. There are 2 people who have asked for a free personal rune reading for this week to come, and of course you can ask me ahead before this Saturday, for the Saturday Soul Saturdays, if you want a reading. Because sometimes I do them on Friday and so on, so yeah, you can ask me anytime during the week if you wish to. Then I will do that on the Saturday. Unless it gets like overwhelmingly many, then I will have to take the first ones then. But we are nowhere near there, so. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I actually I start to go through another book here. I know what runes I got for the number 1 and for the number 2. Who asked? I don't want to mention names. But now I had the medicine cards here because I checked the totem that I talked about also in that video for someone. All right, let's check the right book here. Okay, so for the number 1 and rune for this week would be harvest. Yeah, let's see what it says here. And also it says 1 year, so that this have to do with the cycle time somehow. Jera, harvest fertile season 1 year. A rune of beneficial outcomes. Jera applies to any activity or endeavor to which you are committed. Be aware, however, that no quick results can be expected. Although this is a weak reading, they seem to stretch much further than that for you. As well as the High Priestess card you got for another day. That seems also like a vast card, sort of. Not only a weekly one or something new starting. Let's see. A span of time is usually involved, hence the keywords 1 year, symbolizing a full cycle before the reaping, the harvest, or deliverance. So the harvest is there, but it will take a while still. First, I thought this was like harvest time, but you can really expect this to come. You have prepared the ground and planted the seed. Now you must cultivate with care. Oh, this is so much like long ago there was these crops that you had to nourish, and they didn't give exactly the results you wished for, and then it was some years ago, then it would take some time, and now there is actually time limit here also. I see it as so, as with within a year or after a year, after a year's time, not many years, then you will actually reap this harvest. I mean, there have been things meanwhile as well, but not maybe equivalent to the effort and so on that you put into things. So yeah, interesting how that was what it was talking about then, about this cultivating. I recall sometimes I don't remember far back what I did for readings or so, and sometimes maybe people who got readings from me remember other things than I do, but yeah, right now when I read this I recall that. Okay. To those whose labor has a long season, a long coming term, Jera offers encouragement of success. You will succeed. Yeah, trust that. Know that the outcome is in the keeping of providence and continue to persevere. This was also emphasized very much before. And I do understand the difficulty with that, how that can feel sometimes. Remember the old story about the farmer who was eager to assist his crops. So eager that he went out at night and tugged on the new shoots. Oh, this is the exact same thing as was said then, I think. There is no way to push the river. Equally, you cannot hasten the harvest. Be mindful that patience is essential for the recognition of your own progress, which in its season leads to the harvest of the self. Yeah, to push the river, it's like going with the flow a lot, not use too much effort, really. Do the things you do, but more maybe get into the allowing and just go with the flow of this. You can't bring it to you quicker than it will come, but it will come. Yeah. And as I think of this, it will be in a year. So we will have to check that then in April next year. Yeah. And then I think I will just leave it at that right now, and I hope you got something out of that. And then for the number 2, actually it's the next page, this the rune you got. Doesn't matter much maybe, but maybe it have something to do with things. It's Kano. It's opening fire torch. Oh, by the way, I forgot to write the name of the rune beneath the previous video. I have to do that, as well as I will do that here too, so you can check how the rune itself looks like. Yeah. For both of you, I will put the number 1 first and the number 2. Yeah, you will see. Anyways, okay. For you who asked for the number 2, asked for the rune reading for this coming week for you. Opening fire torch is the rune here. I always think about Marillion's Torch song. The word torch. Anyways, this is the rune of opening and renewing clarity, of dispelling the darkness that has been shrouding some part of your life. You are free now both to receive gifts and to know the joy of non-attached giving. Kano is the rune for the morning activities, for seriousness, clear intent and concentration, all of which are essential at the beginning of any endeavor. One of the 13 cycle runes, the protection offered by Kano is this: the more light you have, the better you can see what is trivial and outmoded in your own conditioning. So it's about bringing light to yourself. However, you I'm sure would know how to do that. Yeah, it have not been so bright for you for some time, I guess. In relationships, there can now be a mutual opening up, which you may trigger and set in motion through your awareness that the light of understanding is once again available to you both. Recognize that while on the one hand you are limited and dependent, on the other you exist at the perfect center where the harmonious and beneficent forces of the universe merge and radiate. I will have to read that again. Recognize that while on the one hand you are limited and dependent, on the other you exist at the perfect center where the harmonious and beneficent forces of the universe merge and radiate. You are that center. Simply put, if you have been operating in the dark, there is now enough light to see that the patient on the operation table is yourself. So, as I see this, this is very much about projection and about what you see out there is if you think that this is about relationships also very much for you. And as for the previous rune reading, I think this is also something that is not only actually this week. It feels like it goes back in time, and that it will continue forward quite some. But because it's about these cycles, and they are usually, wider. But I think it's about relationships, and what you see in others is actually what you need to work with yourself. It has to do with you. And as it says there, if you have been operating in the dark, which also can mean many things, but there is now enough light to see that the patient on the operating table is yourself. Usually when we try to correct things out there within someone else or circumstances or what it is, here I think it's about another relationship of sorts, then we cannot really fix it. There will always never be fixed enough, because it's within, it's a reflection. It's there to guide us, to see where we need to shine some light within ourselves. And there are so many ways to do that. There have been a lot of darkness back in for you before here. But you are free now to both receive gifts and to know the joy of non-attached giving. Yeah. And the whole rune looks like an open mouth kind of, or it's opening for the light here. In relationships, there can now be mutual opening up, which you may trigger and set in motion through your awareness that the light of understanding is once again available to you both. Yeah. And it's not like an accusation here about that projection. We all project all the time. That's what we meet in the outside. But it's more about where your power is, and you have a lot of power. And as it says here about you are that center, where, as it says, we have this personality self and the universal, and all this, but I still will put it out there in words. Maybe someone else needs to hear it. That you exist at this perfect center, where the harmonious and beneficial forces of the universe merge and radiate. You are that center, and that's where you can change things, and you can totally change things, If you think that you will have to change them outside of you, then you're operating in the dark. You don't see clearly, and you don't understand, and it will be a tough struggle for you. Yeah. But you see enough now. It says, there is now enough light to see that the patient on the operating table is yourself. And that's so positive. Yeah. I need to listen to that torch song, so I will put that beneath too. Maybe it's something in there. I mean, I didn't get that as a message. Sometimes I do. I hear music a lot, actually, almost all the time. I don't like to wake up to the like a radio or something like that, because then it interfere with my dreams, and also I can forget some of the dreams, and I like to remember them. But usually I still have a kind of a song or something in my head, and things that I haven't really thought about or something, but usually they have a meaning. But this, I don't think. It's just that I love that song. Just because of that, I will put it beneath. It have strong meanings for me, and also a lot of memories, and so I like that so much. And I have 2 candles lit here for both of you to actually, I don't used to do that all the time, but before I did these, I decided to lit a candle for you both, and they are lavender colored candles for you. And also this picture is bluish. Similar candle as the similar color as the candles. So I will keep them on here, and especially for you who needed more light, I will have you in mind. And also, I suppose I'm glad for your comments, and I suppose I will be reminded. And I hope you don't, you won't be bothered if I don't comment at every comment, but I appreciate them. And also, I will, as I wrote there, I will keep videos, some more videos up, but not not forever, probably, if not many people like them. If you like a video very, very much, you need to then, if you want me to really keep it up, of course you can ask me to keep that video especially up, and I will. I used to listen to that, though, at least for a while, but then again, I don't know if people just drift off and never come back to my channel, so then I may change it. But if I know you wanted something up and you're still here around here, I will keep them up. But also, otherwise spread the videos so that more people can maybe hopefully like them, and then the more likes I get on a video, then that's how I discern which ones to keep up, is because of the likes, the number of likes. So yeah, thanks for listening, anyone out there. And even if these messages are personal messages for two specific people, they are also in a way general. We can always, whatever we come across, as in this last rune there, whatever we come across actually matches us to some degree, or actually perfectly. And so whomever you are coming across this, there is something in here for you, and I hope you hear what that is and can benefit from it. All right, so much love to each and every one of you, especially you two then, that I picked those runes for. And anyone who wants to, you can ask me every week to get a personal rune as well as the general one that I will pick for all of us together. Okay. Much love, as I said, and talk to you later.